Hi, everybody. So today's lesson, I'm covering the second half of it right now, and this is about expected values. And so one of the things that you're going to need to be able to play with is this thing called Polypad. If you click on this link, which is on screen 10, or whatever screen it's on, I might have different screens on yours, Polypad will come up. And Polypad is just a way for you guys to be able to build some different things. It's still loading. Chances are when you open it up, it's going to have all of these geometry tools. If you click on geometry here, then that'll go away. We mostly need the probability ones. So you're going to need probability. And what we're going to deal with today are dice. And what happens here is now I just have one die. If you click on that die and then down here, you click randomize, notice it'll like roll that die for you. Like, I got a 5. Click randomize again. Ooh, this time I got a 6. Great. You can also make a lot more of these by just having them highlighted like this. Hit copy paste. So I just did Control V. And that gave me a second one. And so now I have a pair of dice. And if you want to do that again, you can get more. And if you're going to end up getting a whole bunch, which you will eventually need, I encourage you to kind of use some exponential thinking here. So now I've got 4 of them, and now I've got 8, etc. And what's nice about this is once you've got a large number of them, you can click randomize, and it will roll all of them for you, which is super great. So here's what that first screen, it was just like, please go play with it, mess around with it. On screen 11, I want you to make a pair of dice and roll them. And before you do that, try to answer this question. What value do you expect will come up when you add them? So like right now, what I have showing there is a 2 and a 6. So that would give me a total of 8. So maybe you think, sure, an 8. And 8 will come up. Maybe. And then I want you to actually roll them and tell me what did come up. So I'm just gonna grab a pair of these. Yep. Randomize them, and I'm gonna roll those. And I got a 6. Oh, okay, whatever. I got a 6. What value did come up? I got a 6. And then go ahead, share with class, and you can move on. On screen 12, this over here is just a video that shows you kind of how I got a whole bunch of dice. It's the same thing. But what I want you to do is make 16 pairs, roll them, and record what you got of each sum. So for example, not here, but here. So I've got 8 now. I'm going to copy those and paste them, and now I have 16. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to record. So I'm going to roll all of them. Roll. Voila. Okay. And then on screen 12 here, how many are a sum of 2? So if I go back and I look, how many are a sum of 2? I don't have any because I don't have any double ones. So let's just actually write down what I got for each of them. This is a 9, and this is a 10. Here we got a 3. Here we got a 10. And you can go through and do all of these. There's another 10. Got a lot of 10s. Geez, what's all the 10s? 4, a 6. 1 and 5 is 6. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 10, you guys can fast forward this part of the video if you need to. 6, 6, 8, and 10. Okay, so I got 1, 3, and 1, 4. We'll go back and do 1, 3, and 1, 4. So I got 0 of that. I got 1 of this. I got 1 of this. Did I get any 5, 6s, or 7s? No 5, but I did get 1, 2, 3, 4 6s, and no 7s. Okay, so no 5s, 4 6s, no 7s. 1 8, 1 8, 1 9, and 6 10s. Geez. 1 8, 1 9, and 6 10s. I had no 11s, and I had 1 12. Just pretty sure that's what I got. Okay, so that's what I got. You should have different numbers than what I have, but that's what I want you to note here. Click share with class, and then you can move on. On screen 13, I tell you that the probability of rolling a sum of 2 is 1 out of 36. Why is that? Well, the reason for that is because this thing, when you roll a single die, right, you have a choice of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And so here what I have is I have one die here and another die here. There are 6 times 6, or 36 different options here, right? If I got a yellow 2 and a white 3, that would give me a total of 5. But to get a 2, the only way I can do that is if I get a 1 and a 1. So that's just one choice out of 36. So the probability of getting 2 1s is 1 out of 36. So if I were to roll 36 pairs of dice, how many times would you expect to get a pair of 1s? And really the answer is one time. I would expect one time to get a pair of 1s. So let's see how that works out. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit here. I know I have 16 dice right now. So let's copy 16 times 16, or plus 16 would get me 32 dice. So I'm pretty close. If you grab this one, then you can move things around. We're just gonna ignore all of those numbers for right now. I can delete them. Sorry, this is making the video long, but maybe you'll forgive me. Don't know how to delete that. There we go. I'm trying not to delete my dice. Okay, cool. So now I've got 32 dice. I need 4 more. So I'm just gonna copy paste. And what's nice about this now is that we're gonna be able to roll 36 dice, right? I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36 dice. And we can figure out then how common it is to end up getting just, zoom out just a little bit, pairs of 1s, right? I think it should happen about once. So let's see what happens. So highlight, sorry, and then click randomize. It's gonna roll all of the dice for me. It's gonna do it kind of slow because my computer is mad. Did I get any 1s? I didn't get any. Oh, there we go. I got 1 double 1. That's exactly what we expected. That's great. Let's see if that's what happens again when I roll them. Randomize again, and it's rolling. And it's mad. Ooh, this time I got 2. I got a pair here, and I got a pair here. So I got 1 or 2 if I click again. And the idea here is that as I'm going around, I'm not always going to get exactly 1 pair. Sometimes I might get 0. Here twice now I've gotten 2 in a row. But you'll notice I'm not getting 15. Not half of them are showing up as 1 and 1, because it's just a less likely scenario. Ooh, in this case I got 3. Man, I am on a roll. I bet maybe next time we'll get 4. Is that what's going to happen? We roll it again. We roll it again. Oh, shoot, now I didn't get any. So that's kind of the idea, is that, of course, it's not always going to be perfect, but sometimes you'll end up with a little bit more than you'd expect, a little bit less than you'd expect. Okay. So, cool. So how many times did you get, how many times did I expect to get a pair of 1 is 1 time, and how many times do you expect to get a sum of 7? Well, 7 is a way more common thing. And in fact, 6 plus 1 is 7, 5 plus 2 is 7, 4 plus 3, 3 plus 4, 2 plus 5, 1 plus 6. The probability of getting a 7 is 6 out of 36, or 1 in 6. So I should get 6 times out of my 36 about sum of 7. So let's actually, so we think that we should get 6 of this. So how many times? 6 times, because the probability of getting a sum of 7 is 6 out of 36. So we're going to hit share with cross, and then we're going to go on over to 14, where it's going to ask us to actually do this. So make a set of 36 dice. We already did that. Is that here? Yeah, okay, cool. So let's do it one more time, and we'll use just whatever it says there. No, I don't want construction tools. Give me my move tool, and then highlight everything, and then randomize everything. So how many times am I going to get a sum of 2? I got none of them here. Okay, so back here I'm going to say I got 0 pairs of dice with a sum of 2, and then how many did I get with a sum of 7? And I'm just going to kind of like put a circle around them. So that's 8, 10, 3, 12, 7. That's 7, and that's 7, and that's 7, and that is 7. Notice we're just getting a ton more 7s because it's a way more common thing to have happen. We just expect that it will happen more often because that's what I think. And those are 3 and 3 because those are purple, and 3 and 3, 6. Okay, cool. I think I got them. Oh, here's another one. Oh, look at that. We got it exactly 6 times. Most of them were 3s and 4s, but at least one of them was a 5 and a 2. Okay, cool. So, oh, here's another one. 5 and a 2. Just kidding. We got 7. 7 7s. Okay. So in this case, I got 7 7s. One of the ways that I will know if you guys have actually done this is if you tell me you got like 10 sums of 2 and like 1 sum of 7, that would be a pretty surprising thing. So is this what I expected? Yes, we expected more sums of 7 because the probability of that is higher than a sum of 2. That's my case. Plus. Okie doke. On screen 15 then. This is what expected value is, and this is kind of what we talked about. Expected value is what we think is going to happen. So if we rolled a regular 6-sided die 60 times, you would expect to get 10 ones because the probability is 1 out of 6 because there's 6 dice and only one of those is a 1. And so 60, which is the number of times we're going to roll, times the probability, this is the number that we would expect. So for example, I think this one, do I have 60 here? I got 6 times 6, that's 36. That's not what I want. Oh, I guess it is. Okay, so we're gonna zoom out and we're gonna get, oh, but I need just 60 dice here. Okay, so then I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There we go. So if I just delete this last bit, not quite that. If I delete this last bit here, now I don't care about the pairs. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 60 dice. So I should expect that I would get 10 ones. And actually right now I think I have way more than that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh my gosh, I get 18 ones this time. Let's do this a couple of times and just see what happens. I would expect with 10, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 60 dice, that I should get 10 ones when I did this. 18, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, it was 18. Let's see what happens when we do this again. How many ones are going to show up? Just going to count the ones. That's what we're looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This time I got 12. Let's write that down. 12 ones this time. Okay, let's do it again. Remember, we're expecting 10, so there's probably going to be a couple where I'm going to end up with less than 10. Here I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I got exactly 10 this time. I'll do it maybe 2 more times just to see what happens. Because even though the expected number is 10, that doesn't mean we're always going to get exactly 10. Sometimes we'll get more, sometimes we'll get less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This time I only got 6. But you'll notice it's always kind of hovering around it. It's not like there's 60 dice here. I could get 40, but that's not what's happening very often. Could that happen? Of course it could. Is it likely to happen? At 18 in itself, that was pretty high. We'll do one last time, see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This time we got 11. So sometimes we went above 10, and sometimes we were a little bit below 10, but in general, you should expect 10. Okay. Okay, so now it's asking how many sums of 10 would you expect in 50 rolls of 2 dice? So let's look at the sum of 10. Well, the only way to get a sum of 10 is if you have a 6 and a 4, a 5 and a 5, or a 4 and a 6. So really, the only sums of 10, those are my sums of 10. There are 3 of them out of 36. So what we would expect in this case is that you would take 50 rolls times 3 out of 36. And actually, let's make this pretty. Come on, be pretty. Type it again so it's actually pretty. 50 times 3 out of 36. And if you actually multiply that out, you will get that this is 4.1666, etc. So we're expecting about 4 of those. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to roll 50 pairs of 2 dice. Oh my goodness. And here I believe that we've got 36, right? Just deleting lines. Okay, so we got 2, 4, 6. I'm just going to delete these because it'll be easier for me. And we got 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Let's add another row. So that'll get me up to 10. Just rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if we need 50 pairs, I just need 1 more of these. I'm going to just pull that over there. Okay, so I got 50 pairs. And we're expecting that when we roll all of these, right, and now it's not fair right now because these are just duplicates of each other. So I need to highlight all of them and roll them. Then I'm going to get about 4 pairs that will sum up to 10. So let's see what happens when we do that. This is how we would use something called expected value. So randomize, they're all rolling, and now let's just find all of the pairs that are a sum of 10. So that's 5, 9, 5, 10. We got 1 10 right there. Any other 10s that we've got? Nope. That's an 11, that's close, but it's not a 10. Any other 10s that we've got? That's an 11, that's a 9. Any other 10s? Here's another 10. And these you can't see, so what are those? Okay, so we only got 2. All right, that's fine. So we got a little bit less than we would expect. If we do it again, hopefully we're going to get somewhere near about 4. So I'm just going to let them roll again. And this time I'll use a different color. Maybe red. Oh my God, I made all of them red. That's going to be harder. Let's go back. I don't like that. There we go. Let's make the pen red. There we go. This will be the last time, I promise. Okay, here's a 10. That's 1. 6s and 4s, and there's a 10. That's another. 6 and a 4, or 5 and a 5. 6 and a 4, or 5 and a 5. And this time, there's another 6 and a 4. Okay, so this time I got 3. So not quite that 4, but again, that's pretty expected. If I looked for 7s here, I would expect to see a lot more 7s because that's just way more common. So we got 1, 2, man, it's not working out. That's okay. 3, 4. We got 4. Okay. But this is kind of how expected value works. So when you go over there, now we actually did make them, and we got 2, and then we did it again, and got 3. So that was about 4 or 5. Hit share with class, and then you're all done. Let me know what questions you have. I hope this was helpful. Have a good weekend.